All right, so here I have the Mission TPR. It does 7 rounds in the magazine, and you could do a +1. So you could get set up where you could put 1 in and 7 in the magazine and have 8 rounds to go. So this video, I'm actually gonna be testing this 15 feet away with burner projectiles, the kinetic rounds, the hard training rounds. The reason why I'm doing this video is to show you guys the power this has, because I want to use this device because Red Zone 101 used the burner, and shout out to Red Zone 101 for using the burner at a pumpkin. Now the pumpkin I'm using is over there. It is a much larger pumpkin. So I'm gonna, first thing, make sure the safety's on. I'm gonna slide this back. Now these are available, the Mission TPRs are available. There's no back order, you could order them. If you want to get a TPR, you can get a TCR as well. These are available, just use my link in the description below, and they'll get that out to you as soon as they can. So let's load this up with the kinetic rounds, and these are going to be 3-gram projectiles. And shout out to the other fellow content creators, Magaman. He did a pumpkin video with a TCP. Red Zone 101 did it with the burner, and I guess I'll be the only one doing it with the TPR, so I figure use the TPR for this. So there's 7 rounds in here, and we're gonna do a +1. How you do that is just drop it in, make sure it's in, and hold it like this. Now you got a +1. Now let's put the CO2 inside. The good thing about the TPR is that you can get CO2 12-gram anywhere, from Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's. So these are easy to get than the 8 grams. Okay, now let's test the power out. Now this is going to be shooting 330 feet per second. A lot more power. So you can see that the projectiles got wedged right in. Look, it's wedged in. It went actually inside. Now this pumpkin is extremely hard, and it created a crack from the impact. But look, there's one in there. There's one in there. These 2 are in there. So the TPR got a lot of power. So let me load up 8 more rounds and do it again. All right, so I have it on safety. It's still the same 12-gram CO2. Do another +1. So right here is going to be a total 8 rounds. Ready? All right, 15 feet away. So the rounds are going like right in. It's getting wedged inside. So this has a lot of power, and you can see how many rounds I got. I did 16 rounds total. Let me empty out the CO2. Safety on. Boom. Let's go take a look at that pumpkin. So now I'm going to try it with the inert projectiles. I don't even want to touch these. I don't even got napkins. So the rounds, this is a hard pumpkin. The rounds like wedged in. Look, this went right through. It's like wedged into the back. This is a really hard pumpkin. And this is 15 feet away. So I'm going to use this side with the inerts, and let's see how that does. All right, so put another 12 gram, and we're going to load inert rounds in here. So these are the 125 count inert rounds. And wait a minute, I think I got a trick for you guys. All right, so a lot of you guys, when you buy the kit, you get these tubes. So I'm going to show you something. You could use this as a quick loader. Just push it in. Voila. You loaded 7 rounds quick using that tube. So let's do a +1. Total of 8 rounds. All right, so this part, I'm going to see how fast can I get the safety off and engage. Ready? That was inert rounds. That's not pava. Oh man. So let's go take a look. So this one cracked. It got wedged in. This one cracked in half and it's wedged in. So being that it's a pumpkin, it's slamming right in, absorbing the impact, wedging in and breaking. This is cracked right here. You can see that it's cracked right here. See? See, it's cracked. This one's split in half. That's a kinetic round. And then this is another inert round in here. So I'm gonna load 7 rounds with the leftover 12 gram CO2 that's installed still. And finish off the CO2. All right, so let's do the TCR now. Seven in here. Oops. Let's do 7 in here. And let's put the CO2 inside. And let's test it on the. All right, so I'm going to puncture the CO2. Let's take a look at the pumpkin. so there's some damage using the TCR. All right, so I'm gonna do more inert rounds at the pumpkin. I'm gonna actually go back a few feet. All right, so let's do a few rounds at the pumpkin with the TCR. So I have a red dot, and some of the rounds are curving from this distance, but it's pretty good. Let's go look at the pumpkin. So we're gonna run the same test on a piece of wood. All right, so let's use the wood now. All right, so we're gonna use the 12 round ball magazine. It says 12 rounds, but you could actually get 13. All right. Okay. All right, so let's test it out again. Puncture the CO2. So this wood is not thin and it's not thick, but from that distance it actually put a hole right in it. So this is just to show from the distance it still has power. All right, so I have this loaded, and I actually had a measuring tape to make sure. So roughly right here should be about 66 feet. I expect this to kind of go off and veer a little bit, but let's see how it does. All right, so no matter how I have the dot centered, you're gonna get a little veering going off and some dipping. So this is the Sightmark Mini Shot M Spec, and I want to give a big thanks to Grimberg Less Lethal. Kurt, thank you so much for sending me this and supporting my channel. Those guys are awesome, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. All right, so my son's gonna try the TCR for himself, and he's gonna use the red dot. And go ahead. Let me put that wood back up. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so I'm going to show you what a California compliant Mission TPR is. So it's the same as the one that's standard, the regular, but with California compliant, you'll get one tube, not this much, but you get actually 2 tubes of these projectiles. I think it's a total of 14 projectiles. These are their kinetic rounds. These are about 3.5 grams to 4 grams. All right, so the California compliant is the same exact when it comes to the TCR. So if you buy a California compliant TCR, you are gonna get the kinetic rounds as well. So let's test it out on that piece of wood. It's breaking the wood. Strong. So that's the California compliant version. All right, go. The end.